¿Está todo bien? ¿Cuándo llegaste? Aunque por estar hablando directamente o de Madrid. Sí, me imagino. Cancelaron un montón de vuelos aparte.
Still haven't completed. So, okay, I see a lot of people packing up now. ¿Lista? We will be in touch for sure. ¿Está grabando ya? ¿Se me oye bien? Me ha dicho Cristian que se oye bien.
Tú habla alto.
Okay, well, I'm going to raise my voice a little bit because otherwise people won't be able to hear. Basically, we're going to be unveiling the new economy class seat of the future. As you can see here, we have a little presentation that I'll go through very fast so that you guys can see what's about to come. We will make the unveiling of the prototype right now, but first let me give you a little insight into the aviation industry right now. So we have been developing this year these seat concepts for more than 3 years now, and today we are presenting what we believe is the last prototype before the production phase. So, thank you very much. Let me give you the introduction first. The aircraft technology in the past 120 years has changed a lot, from the first flight of the Wright brothers all the way to launching the A380 in 2020. So, sorry, in 2000s. But we haven't seen a bigger change in the economy class in the seating industry. That's because we've had mostly 3 phases that you can see here, from the wicker chair used in my grandmother's garden, all the way to the modern airline era where you can pack as many passengers as possible inside the economy class. Well, this is all due to these facts called the seat pitch shrink phase. That's because the seat pitch has been reduced more and more every time, and now we have developed a new seating concept that tackles that area of seating, comfort, space. So why are seats so important? Because most airlines focus on their passenger experience, but what they really need to focus on is that the seat is the biggest touch point of them all. You have the business class, you have the premium economy, but the most passengers that fly always in an aircraft are on the economy class, and they are the ones that get the least out of them all. So that's why we have been developing our concept for so long and trying to solve and tackle these problems of the economy class. You have the reduced legroom, the poor headrest, the insufficient space, the lack of privacy, and it's not very accessible for disabled people. These are the challenges faced by the airlines that then affect the passengers, and that's why we have been trying to create a different product that breaks with the non-existent product differentiation that we have nowadays. As you may have seen, these are pictures from several airlines all around the world, but when you look at the economy class section, it always looks the same. So that's why we came up with our own individual economy class solution, which we will reveal right now. Basically, the idea of the Chaise Longue is that we will create a module that has 2 different levels of seating that allows the passengers to have much more space within the same passenger capacity. So we are basically creating an optimization of the cabin by removing the overhead storage compartment, as you can see in the presentation. So let me tell you why this will be a win-win situation for airlines, but also for the passenger. First, for airlines, is because it maintains the 31 and 32-inch seat pitch, and it equals the same passenger capacity that we have nowadays. On the other side, it also improves the comfort and the experience of the passenger because you are creating 3 different seating experiences within the economy class. You have the outbound seats in the windows, and in the central row, you will have the Chaise Longue. As you can see, it's a win-win for the airline because you are increasing the passenger interest for your product. You will fly, and probably you can even upsell the seats, and at the same time, it will be an increase in experience or an enhancement in experience for the passenger. As I was saying before, it creates 3 seating options: the upper level, the lower level, and the outbound seats. And no one reclines in front of you. That's the biggest and most important thing. No one will recline directly in front of your face. So right now, many people ask us why we are doing this and if this can fly in an aircraft. We're actually working on the certification of the seats, and on the evacuation and testing. So we have a document provided by SWS. As you can see them, they are one of our sponsors, and they have been certifying this seat with us, or we are in the process of certifying this seat with them in order to have it flying as soon as possible. Let's move into why we made this. We want to tackle accessibility and make it a priority, both for the upper and the lower row. And now when we unveil it, you will be able to tell why it's so much more accessible than economy class seats nowadays, even the upper row. But it's also much more accessible in the lower row, where you can see that seats fold up so that they create a large passway for the passenger on the lower row. And that allows for passengers who are disabled and PRNs to actually access their row without needing the help of a flight attendant. We basically go for this concept of one structure, two seating options. So this means that you have two seats within the same structure, which is modular and can have all the pieces replaced inside the aircraft. So the structure remains the same, like a piece of furniture, and then it's the seats that you can remove and replace. We have two experiences. We have created two experiences for different kind of activities. The working, gaming, and active experience for the upper row, where you can have a very wide space, put your laptop. No one reclines in front of you again, so that means that no one will invade your space, and you can have a very, very active posture. So you can be working. You can also recline. And then we have created the sleeping, lounging, and relaxed experience for the lower row, where you can fully stretch your legs in front of you, because we have the next passenger raised down. Finally, there's a big question that everyone asks about the claustrophobia. You'll be able to test it by yourselves, but what I want to say is that with this year's design, we have tried to tackle that specifically by removing all the non-structural parts of the structure that were there last year. So as you can see, there's much more air within the lower row seats, and you will be able to test it. There's no difference in the distance that you would get nowadays in the economy class, but the advantage is, of course, that you can fully stretch your leg. Finally, the main question that we get asked is, if the overhead storage is removed, where is the luggage going? So we have defined two different spaces, both for the upper and the lower row, so that you have individual access to your luggage. This means that in the upper row, of course, located right underneath your seats, there's a bucket for it, which allows for the normal size of carry-on luggage that is allowed by EASA and IATA. And in the lower row, you have a much bigger space than you would get nowadays in the economy class, because it actually creates a much wider footprint in the floor, which allows for you to have 2 or 3 items on that storage space. So here I'm going to go very fast through the advantages. The first one, as I said before, no one reclines on top of you, so your personal space is not invaded. Second one is that passengers can choose from 3 different seating experiences within the economy class. Third one is that you have larger recline angles. You can go from 110 to 125 degrees compared to the one that you have nowadays, which normally reclines only up to 115 degrees. Of course, as I was saying before, you have much more privacy on the seat. So this means that no one will be in the middle interrupting you, and no one will be directly looking at you, because only the people in your row share the same space with you, which normally you wouldn't travel alone. You normally travel with someone, so it's much more private. And the most important one for us in terms of passenger experience is the comfort. And this means that we have a lot of passenger posture variation. So that means that you can change the posture very easily, and this creates many more options for the passenger to change posture while flying and feel more relaxed, feel more comfortable, and overall fall asleep easily. This is our aim, to create a positive impact in the aviation industry. We don't want to put more passengers into the airplane. We don't want to make them more crowded. We actually want to provide an airline disruptive product that enhances and improves the comfort in the cabin by improving the passenger experience in the economy class, by maintaining the passenger capacity, so same passenger capacity but much more space, and finally by reducing the weight of the overall cabin by removing the overhead storage compartment and removing the heavy in-flight entertainment systems that are carried nowadays, which are like between 2 and 4 kilograms per passenger. So if the passenger is using it, all right, but if the seat is flying empty, then that weight is being carried for free for no reason. So yeah, what is our ambition with this seat that we will present right now? To revolutionize budget air travel. This is what we want to do, and as soon as possible. So thank you very much. I will move on to our next solution. Thank you very much for being here, for listening to the economy class. We will unveil it right now, but before that, we have another big announcement. And it's that airlines normally don't invest that much in the economy class section. They rather invest in the premium economy or in the business class section. And that's why we have come up with a new solution, which is called the Chaise Longue Premium Economy, which we want it to be a game changer in the industry. Right now, premium economy is very standard, but it's about to blow. Many airlines are starting to install it, and many airlines are deciding on their new premium economy seats of the future. So this is a chance for airlines to be disruptive and to give their passengers something unique and that they have never experienced before. So let me introduce you to the Chaise Longue Premium Economy seat. Here you can see that the module looks quite similar, but it's not exactly the same. In the lower row, instead of having 3 seats, we have 2 seats. And in the upper row, instead of having 3 packed seats, we have spread them and made them wider in order for the passengers to have much more space. Let me go on to the next slide because we want to say that there are 2 levels, again, like in the economy class, but there are infinite possibilities for the passenger with these seats. As you can see here, passengers have 2 different levels in which the experience completely varies from one to another one. On the upper row, as I was saying, you have wider and larger seats with a 20-inch seat width compared to the 18, 19 seat width that you get nowadays. And on the lower row, you get like 2 private suites. This means that you still have the leg stretching possibility like in the economy class, but now as you only have 2 passengers instead of 3, the seats are much wider and then you have a much larger footwell. This means that you get more legroom than in the current premium economy seats, both in the upper and in the lower row. In the upper row, you actually can stretch your legs forward, as you can see here, because there's a footwell. I'll go back to the previous slide. Here, there's a footwell provided for all the passengers on the upper row, so you don't get to share your leg space with anyone. Then let me go into this next slide, which means that there is a much privacy on the lower rows. And if you were able to put a curtain over here, it would even create a private suite. As you can see here, the posture that you can achieve with this seat is unprecedented for the premium economy because you can fully stretch your legs. It doesn't create a lie flat bed, but it would depend on the airline's choice. If they want to give more seat pitch, then this can be created. The main advantage of this premium economy, we are using a 32-inch seat pitch compared to the 36 to 38 seat pitch that you have nowadays. This means that airlines can pack more passengers in the premium economy class, and they can give them more space at the same time. This means that we also have more storage per passenger again, because we are creating more space on the lower rows. So you can actually carry your carry-on luggage plus the luggage that you would normally put on the belly of the airplane. Now you can carry it with you and put it right underneath the footwells. This creates more space for you, but also for your loved ones. More and more people are trying to travel nowadays with their company pets, with their cats, with their dogs, because they use them to feel better. And we have noticed that in the US it's booming right now, and actually they have had to start putting some restrictions to that because so many people wanted to travel with their pets. So we actually provided a much more large space for these passengers to bring their pets on board. You can remove the footwell and create a very large box for these pets to be placed in there, but also for larger carry-on luggage or anything that you want to carry with you that can be integrated within that shape. Finally, I want to say cheers to a more spacious future because I think that it's what everyone deserves, and it's a win-win situation for airlines and passengers. So I wouldn't understand that this is not the future. More space, more comfort, more privacy. This is what we all want, and this is what we are aiming for. Thank you very much for being here. I would like to show you now the prototype. So we're going to, and if you want to actually check what we are doing with the tablet, we are making a presentation in the metaverse at the same time that we are presenting it here. So you're able to scan that code, and you will be directed to our webpage, and you will be able to see us from the screen in the metaverse. So after all this long time working on the development, after all the hours that we have spent together working on this, it's time to unveil the prototype. So I would like to call the people that have made this possible. I would like to thank every single sponsor that we have in the t-shirt and that you will see in the prototype as well for being there. And I would like to call the most important people that have been working on this. I am really proud of everyone that has been in this project, and I am so grateful for everyone that is here. It's amazing. So I would like to call Clara. Please come to the stage. Dad, please come to the stage. Let's do the unveiling of the prototype. Tom, please come to the stage. Jorge, please come to the stage. Let's unveil the premium economy. Let's go. Let's go. There you go. So please feel free to try it. Please feel free to go into it. I know Sam will want to make a review out of it, so Sam, you're welcome to the prototype as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Appreciate it.
How are you? Yes, please.
Picture. 1, 2, 3. Hey, there you go. You can fully stretch your legs upwards as well. So you have them well. If you push the seat backwards, stop, and fully stretch them, and then go into the recline again, slide forward. There you go. So this is the same seat as in the economy class, but it has much more legroom. You guys are my reference, so
You showed the whole thing.
yeah, of course. Let me do this. There it goes.
Dile que saluden al metaverso.
Say hello to the metaverse. Actually, they are all watching me there.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm the official photographer of David. You can talk English. Yeah, absolutely. I never tried to get a good angle.